this fight was pretty damn hard. It took me days to do. Now, there's a lot of things to go over in this video. So I'm gonna watch it with you, and whenever I see something, I'll speak up. The hardest thing about this is there was no real way to get around that thing in the ground that chases you. And the problem with that is, it's, you know, everyone thought it was inescapable. It is escapable. You can get away from it. It's just very, very hard to do. In this video, I get really lucky with it. But it's very hard to do. And I would get it very often. And if you're not if you're not by the edge of the arena, you won't get away from it. It's impossible. So if she does it while she's in the middle of the arena, you're gonna get hit by it. There's no escaping it. You're just gonna get hit by it. Just love walking like this. So if you get hit, you know, you can't get hit in this challenge. So I'm trying not to get hit. And the only way I was able to do this was by manipulating her to go to the outside of the arena. So if you see she's transforming here, I'm just fighting along, whatever, but she's already towards the edge. So I'm not afraid of her doing her move, because she's just gonna go right to the back, to the wall, and I can run away like I am now. I actually got lucky here. I messed up my run, but I just got away. Jumping doesn't help, by the way. It just makes me feel better. If you jump, you can still get hit by it. But oh man, I got hit by that so many times and lost so many runs to it, to the point where I was like, maybe I just need to get lucky. But I just was able to figure out a way to kind of make it work for me every time. That time I got lucky, but since she was so far towards the wall and I had so much distance, I was able to get away. If you see here, I'm playing very scared, but I run towards the wall, towards the back when I do this move, because it makes her kind of run up and do an attack, and it brings her to a wall. So in case she does that move again, see, she's already back towards a wall right now. I'm just kind of standing around waiting for her to go back. She doesn't. She goes into this phase. And then I just beat her up here. Yeah, if you ever see me just stop attacking, it's because attacking kind of, there's a tracking to it, so it'll push you around her body. And if you go and throw a punch, right, you're throwing a punch, and it turns you around on this side, she's gonna go back towards this way, not towards the wall, and then you're gonna die from the ground attack. The ground attack was one of the scariest things. The other thing being is every time you get attacked by every time she does that ultimate move, and the only way you can avoid it with these characters such as Kaya or Hazel is with the sacrificial weapons, because it lets you get enough energy recharge to be able to do it. Now Hazel's is a little different. I'll talk about it later when we see it again. But they all have their differences. I'm pretty confident in saying I can beat this this boss damageless with most of the roster that hasn't been beaten yet, because I don't know, I've been figuring out a lot of stuff, like to evade attacks or whatever. At this point I feel like I can evade everything, you know, it's not a problem. But like I said, this took me days of just failure after failure. I think I got lucky with Kaya as fast as I did it then. It still took me a while, but I think I got lucky. You know, let's talk about the now also. Did I finish that other thing? Sorry, I started trailing off. But yeah, as for the thing that follows you in the ground, if you get her back to the wall, like by running around, you know, you run away scared, but when you run away, if you see me running away in that form, it's to get her towards the wall. If you don't get her towards the wall, she'll do that attack and you'll get hit by it and killed. See, this is why I'm playing so scared here, but she's close enough to the wall, so it's nothing to worry about. See, if she was doing the move, I'd be perfectly safe. That's like the perfect distance, really. Maybe a little off of the wall. but not even. That's, I don't know, that's the perfect distance actually. Yeah, you'd be perfectly safe. Another thing about the run, like I said, I messed up earlier, but I had the perfect distance, so it was lucky. You have to run in a rhythm. So I like to dash 1 2 3 dash 1 2 3 dash while holding the run button down too, otherwise you just won't get the speed. Anyway, if you see, I punch, right? And then I run a little bit and then punch again. You have to punch a little early. If you don't punch a little early, you won't get the full energy recharge from that first initial punch, because it gives you like a bonus if you hit her early. But if you hit her too early, you'll lose the recharge because of her ability. So you have to, it's pretty precise timing, but not super precise. And then obviously you have to hit her again. Now there's an 80% chance you will get those particles and a 20% chance you won't. And I have hit that 20% so much that I almost bought a lottery ticket, because it was really, really bad. I was so unlucky with the 20%. Sometimes I think I've gone like 3 times in a row of not getting past one phase because I hit the 20% each time in a row. 1 2 3 games trashed because of me hitting the 20% that many times. But aside from that luck factor, which I thought the other thing, the ground thing, was a luck factor too, but it's really not. If you manipulate her right, you can do it. If you noticed, I do a lot of charged attacks. It's because it does on a crit over 6,000 damage. And I think I goofed around earlier and I did one of his charge attacks. Now, it's a good risk. Well, no, it's not a good risk, but it is a risk. I didn't even hit it this time, but if you get a fully charged punch, I can hit over like 40-something thousand damage, which that's a lot. It is a whole lot. But if I just hit normally, I could get like 17,000. So the thing is, that's all luck. If you get the crit, then it's great, it pays off. If you don't get the crit, you get 18,000 damage, and it's not worth the charge time. So you could have done so much more damage in that time. But I mean, if you do hit that crit, it is worth it. But that's if you hit that crit, and it's not often you hit that crit. Now this is all timed, by the way. She does this for about 10 seconds. So I kind of, I think I count like 5 kicks after a charged punch. Like, I have a whole setup of every single attack. I did the same thing when I did this with Kaya. A whole setup of what I should do. So 1 2 3 4, then punch, run. Now I could have gotten, I think, only one more hit in there. That's why I punched and ran. But this, I think it's like 10 hits you can get in, and then you're good. But I always like learn the characters each, because they all have their own move sets. So I kind of just learn by set. Now notice again, I have her back towards the wall. I'm trying to keep her over in this area, just in case she, does her thing. But yeah, she's gonna do this. Here we go. See, punch, run, then punch again. You get the particles. Now I'm running to the end here again because, like I said, I want her to come towards me, so she's towards the wall. Alright, and now that she's towards the wall, I'm safe. And like, you see how I'm not punching all the time? I wait for her attack, then I punch, because I'm scared if I punch her wrong, then she's gonna go the other way. She went back, so I would have been fairly safe here. Actually, that's a little bit of the danger zone. I don't know if I would have been safe there, but maybe I could have gotten away. Because she was a little towards that ledge. The attack she did where she swings in like that, it's kind of scary because she goes pretty far with it, so she can get pretty far. Now here, yeah, I just box underneath it. If as you see right now, look, I'm freely moving around in there. A lot of times you actually get pushed by an invisible barrier. Sometimes it's like a medium push, sometimes it's like a heavy push, and you just can't get in at all. So sometimes I can't really get a good attack, but like that, when it's like that, you can get a great attack in there, and you can just keep going and going. Now here again, get her towards the wall, because even at that last time, she can still do it. She can do it whenever she wants. It's scary. Unless you're a character like I want to say Beidou because she has the parry. That parry can eat that whole attack. I do it all the time. Yeah, she has that parry that can eat it, or just a shield. Shields are just, you know, they make boss fights in this game like 1,000 times easier. And that's no different here. It does eat it. It's a really weak attack. It's just the problem is you're trying not to get hit at all. So it's not about how weak it is. It's just really hard to do. See here too is sometimes I just stop counting if I know I have my ult. So I just kind of go crazy, throw elbows, you know, do whatever, and then hit her with the ult when she explodes because then I don't get hit by it. Now, I've had to use so many of these health items because A, they've run out, and B, he is so weak that if I used none, it would have taken me 2 times the amount of time it took me to beat it as Kaya. This took me the same amount of time as it did with Kaya, and I used 6 health items in this fight. 6. It's insane. He is so damn weak. It sucks because he's a martial artist, you know? He's cool. A martial artist, he's a detective. I really like the character a lot. But, damn, is he weak, man. Pillow Hands here is just... he's meant to be weak because he's strong in a team. You know, he's air. So, with air, or wind, it just... It's all about your team. It's all about swirl. That's it, swirl. So when you have that swirl, he's a beast when he has the swirl and he gets the stacks. So you know he just benefits from team. Alone like this, This is like a man. I don't even know what to say. It's like a toddler trying to fight the Rock. It's terrible. He's so weak compared to. You know, even Kaya. Kaya was... I didn't have to use health items like this with Kaya, because, you know, the fight wouldn't last this long. But if I were to do no health items, or no food buffs, this fight would have taken over 26 minutes. I can't remember how long it took me exactly, because I have done it, but without, you know, I did get hit though. And it took like 27 minutes, I think it was. It was terrible. It's just such a long fight, and that's way over my recording limit. Now, see how I'm playing outside here? It's because that barrier was pushing me back. And yeah, when that barrier pushes, it's terrible. You can't get in. I mean, it's kind of crazy to get in anyway, because you're like putting yourself at risk for nothing. But here I am, getting her to the edge again. Yeah, this fight was a nightmare, man. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do something like this again. I went through so much food items with him. But then again, it's him. You know, like I said, Kaya was way stronger than him, and he's Kaya. My guys aren't crowned. They're not super buff. Like, my characters are not all maxed. I just started playing this game like a couple months ago. I'm nowhere really. But it was a fun fight. It's just... Man, with the luck involved and all this trying to figure stuff out, it was pretty tough. Yeah, it's a fun fight, and I'm glad I did it because Hazo, man, I wanted to show my man something because I love him. I do love him. It's just he's so weak. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do more, but for now, I'm gonna stick to easier characters for like Beidou, you know, just fun characters. She's really fun with the parry and stuff, so. But I'll definitely do some more things that haven't been done yet on here. Another thing that killed me a lot too was her little run-up slice thing. I don't know why, but when I was Kaya, I was perfectly fine. I never had a problem with it. But when I was going through this fight, I got hit by it so much, and I still do sometimes. But I have found if I just run towards her and then dash through, I'm safe. But I'm guessing she kind of like goes where you were, so you kind of dash through. But if you dash through too soon, it's like her first dash doesn't have iframes or something, and I get hit randomly. I don't know. Maybe it's my connection. Maybe it breaks connection. I don't know. Anyway, it was very weird. But I started getting hit consistently after I started running into her every time I seen her charge up for it, and then I dash through. I'm just going to call it the Thunderclap and Flash. Everyone's thinking it. That's what it looks like. That's what it is. So, Yeah, that's the move. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video if I ever narrate or do something like this again.